Life to the living,
Death to the dead.
The dead don't dream. This fact should be obvious. However, I know this for certain now after watching Antea's spirit lay, pace and stand watchfully over her lover and fellow warrior Red each time he rests at a campfire. This sight occurs regularly in Banishers' Ghosts of New Eden, anytime you want to fast travel elsewhere on the map or simply refresh your supplies. In this one small detail alone though, developer Don't Nod cements just how much our two heroes care for each other. In death, just as much as life. There's no denying how unique a premise Banishers' Ghosts of New Eden presents, casting you as two titular ghost hunters tasked with either banishing spirits forcefully or helping them peacefully ascend on. Red and Antea's latest job in New Eden hits a sudden speed bump when the latter is killed and suddenly transformed into that which she swore to aid. The question now is, can you as Red make the difficult choice to help her move on, or will you break your own rules as a banisher to bring her back? This dichotomy forms the main thrust of Antea and Red's arc, being the perfect fare for a choice-based mortality system, the style of which I haven't seen done this brilliantly since the days of Mass Effect 2. Banishers' Ghost of New Eden does slightly more than ask you to follow the good or bad route, however, with each distinct haunting case you're able to resolve always displaying a certain degree of nuance. Whether it's judging a woman's choice to kill her husband so as to let a criminal take his name and get a second chance at life, or assisting a three-way love triangle happening in the same body, hauntings always carry weight to Antea and Red's wider pursuit. As far as side missions go, they're about as engaging as one could hope for. Each haunting affords you the chance to fully engross yourself into a specific collection of characters' personal histories, as you try to fix their grievances while punishing the spirits deserving of it and saving those who aren't. Admittedly, most play out linearly in practice, boiling down to simple clue finding with some solid excuses for ghost slaying thrown in. But Don't Nod make sure to coat each of these hauntings in plenty of narrative texture, and always with a subtle twist I usually didn't see coming. There are 5 endings to see in total, which, without giving too much away, indicates that your choices aren't as binary as they may initially seem. You have been warned. Hauntings can strongly impact the wider narrative that is Red and Antea's mission to rescue New Eden from its current nightmare infestation, true, but it also informs the upgrade system. Only by completing these cases can you truly advance Red's skill tree. Buffing your ability in combat by choosing such talents as increasing how many health vials he can carry, gaining more energy back for his all-powerful banishing maneuver upon a successful parry, and so on. Don't Nod truly has done a nice job interlinking all of Banishers' Ghost of New Eden systems so that they always influence each other in manners big and small. Combat itself consists of the typical mixture of dodges, parries, light and heavy attacks, but its nature to encourage constantly switching between Red and Antea mid-battle, depending on the enemy type and situation, keeps the action from ever becoming stale. Red, as the swordsman, serves as the duo's brute, with sword swings being ideal for slashing away fragile spirits before they can use a corpse as a host for added reinforcement. Should they become a bone walker, Antea's nature to tie them down, blast them, or directly shove into them using a suite of spiritual abilities ensures you're never out of options. Is it as slick a third-person, over-the-shoulder combat system as, say, 2018's God of War reboot? No. But it's pretty close. And that's impressive for a game that is, what I imagine, drastically lower in budget. It's in no doubt assisted by Don't Nod's choice to have its version of the 1695 North American wilderness made up of open-ended zones, as opposed to being a true open world that can be explored in any direction. Because not only does this ensure that each distinct environment, from the swamp-set Harrows to the snow-entrenched Fort Jericho, comes packed with plenty of detail. It also prevents what is otherwise still a very large map from getting too unwieldy. Environments being wide meant I could always maintain a good level of distance when facing off against my undead foes. Yet it also meant backtracking through them to access previously locked off areas using Antea's new powers was rarely a chore, especially since fast travel points are generous. The final thing to say about Banishers Ghost of New Eden's world is that it is an incredibly mournful one. The people of New Eden are constantly being ravaged by nightmares and undead creatures after all, so it makes sense. But were it not for the romantic flame between Antea and Red serving as a constant motivator, I can see how meeting increasingly depressed townsfolk one after another could get too much. The game doesn't present the most cheerful of narratives or locations, even if both these aspects are incredibly well drawn. Still, for me, it never took too much of a toll. If anything, it inspired me to press on further while being more thoughtful with my banishing decisions. Banishers Ghost of New Eden is the kind of game we don't get very often. The kind that does a lot with very little, yet in a way that speaks perfectly to my tastes as someone who enjoys video games as a storytelling art form. Don't Nod's latest effort transcends anything it's made before in my eyes, being a narrative-focused single-player RPG that places its characters firmly at the forefront, fully leaning into its unique premise to the point that Antea and Red's nature as ghost hunters influence everything from dialogue options and combat to the upgrade system and of course the world. If this is the last we see of the Banishers, I'm thankful for the empathetic adventure they provided me. If not, I can't wait to see what Don't Nod does with this rich lore universe next. We give Banishers Ghost of New Eden a 5 out of 5 here at Mirror Gaming. If you enjoyed this video, why not drop a like and let us know what you thought of our review as well. Do you agree or not? Or if you've got any other comments, you can pop them down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, subscribe to Mirror Gaming for the latest game reviews, previews, exclusive gameplay, and much more that we've got coming up. That's all from me. We'll see you in the next one.
I've never seen a Banisher before. I expected more.